Hey, hey, we're live. We're back for a new season of Google Hangouts. We have the famous threesome, Nick, the coding guru,
What's
Wheeze
up? This is what
John.
coding looks like.
That's that's only a few lines. I did 1,800 the other day,
Yes, a little bit.
Saturday morning. uh, we have Mike, the ranking guru, Riser, also here. We got a couple big announcements to make. Some people have been seeing we've kind of been hinting at what's going on. We're going to be releasing a new website in probably about 2 to 3 weeks. Still working on Nick's coding skills. He's slacking lately, but we're going to have a brand new website for everyone to take a look at, and it will have lots of awesome things. Maybe I'll even share my screen to show you guys our rankings. This is our individual wrestler page. Has a bunch of real cool information, team, uh, all kinds of information. You click on a team, you get, if it loads. Oh, Nick probably broke something.
Yeah, I probably broke something. I just uploaded something, so it might have broke it. I'm trying to fix it now.
Okay. Well, we won't show them that then. Nick broke something, so we can't show you the team information. It's a blank page right now. But anyway, it's going to be pretty cool. We are working on getting that finalized in the next couple of weeks. Got to do some more testing on it and everything. So we'll be doing a little preview show of the website when we get it done, kind of a tutorial of how to get around and all the cool features. Very interactive. Everything's all connected.
Try it again, Joe. I fixed it.
You did? Oh, we can show it now?
Comment on everything I did.
Nice. Okay, now here we go. Take two. Showing our beautiful... Actually, we're going to show Carol. I like Carol better.
Yeah, let's stay tuned.
Here we go. We have Carol's page. We have a nice little logo, got address, any kind of information here that you want, conference titles, sectional titles, regional titles. If you go down, you see the wrestlers and their rankings and their past history from every coach possible from 1971. So pretty cool. This will all have 2015's information when we start getting it in. And you can even click on the coaches' names. Coaches even have cool profiles. They can you can see where they have been and everything, so pretty cool. And we also have rankings. These are not our official rankings, unless you're someone trying to steal them. These are our official rankings, but we have our rankings page with all of our same information. Cool thing is, though, I can go select a wrestler and get even more information about them, past history, what they've won, things like that. So definitely very excited about this website, and going to be a game changer for a lot of people that want to come to the website. You're going to spend hours on it just looking at information, and hopefully we get it done pretty soon here.
I know my big hope for it is stuff like that, is that it can be a good recruiting tool for kids. You know, hey, here's this link. Look at all the stuff I did. You know, and for some kids like Chad, he was a Fargo champion. I'm sure coaches know who we are, but kids who aren't that talented, that maybe going to Wabash or North Central or Findlay or all the myriad of D2, D3 schools, it's a great thing to just send out to coaches. Like, here's all the stuff I did. It's right here. It's really easy to find. It's great.
Yep, I agree. That's one thing where we put the SAT, ACT score, things like that on there. Show you guys that again real quick. It's pretty cool that you're going to have basically your projected college weight, GPA, that kind of stuff, intended majors. I know I was talking to a few coaches, and I'm like, if a kid's putting in nursing and you guys don't have nursing, you're going to know you're not going to spend a lot of time on the kid, but if it's engineering, you guys have a good engineering program, you're going to be all over that kid. Things like that will help out. This will all be filled in by coaches or wrestlers. And before any wise guys get any ideas, if we do see you posting and adding false information for some kid. If some random person's adding information for kids that he shouldn't be adding, we can put a stop to it pretty quickly. So don't even think about it. That kind of stuff are the kind of cool things that we can allow people to edit information like that, and they can even edit some of their past placements, like at nationals and other tournaments, that help make their profiles better, like ISWA States, IndianaMat tournament, obviously, things like that. So it'll be pretty cool that way. Same thing goes for like the coaches' profiles. They can add in their information, and we also will have contact information, but it'll only be available to coaches only, people in the coaches group on the board. So definitely another way. I know I get plenty of emails every year. Do you know so-and-so's phone number or email? And I know quite a few, and this way I can just say, hey, go to whatever school's page and click on the coach, and you'll find it. Pretty simple that way. Other than that, I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. I think the kids already like the profile pages. They're pretty nice to have. Definitely going to be easy for Wabash, Manchester, any of those smaller schools to go through and look at these kids and see are they good? Are they a good fit? Be able to kids will be able to send their profile pages out to college coaches. Right in that their recruit form. Hey, send your link. Say this is my profile page. I'm ranked whatever. You can click. They can see all their past results from this year. See what they did. Hey, he beat so and so. That kid was a state placer last year. It's, kid looks like he's doing pretty well. So things like that's pretty neat. But anyway, any other comments, Nick or Mike, on our new? You guys have been helping out and definitely seen a lot of the work from day one.
Like I said, my goal for it is just to make it a good recruiting tool for kids. I know I went to a small school, and I wasn't getting recruited by Big Ten, Division I schools, but if I had something like this, it would have been a lot easier to get my information out, and that's a big thing for me. And also the history part of it, I love it, but I eat and breathe this stuff, so.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome to have a spot where you can get a lot of information. Where there's not like, well, where did this kid come from? And people can add their own things, and then coaches can really help themselves. I think just helping kids further their careers. There's always an opportunity to go somewhere and wrestle. There's, it's not always IU or Purdue. It can be anywhere.
Exactly. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I've been leaking it out to a lot of people and gotten some constructive criticism, which is good. I mean, I want this thing to be the best website in the nation, and any little thing we're gonna try to make it pretty seamless, the transition and everything. We might be down for a day or two, probably not really that long, but we're gonna have to. Everything will be. One of the cool things is you will not have to create a new screen name or anything. Everything will be transferred over. So when we go live with this website, you'll log right back in, and just like normal, the forums are a little bit different, but that's a regular forum. It's like if anyone's been on the mat.com, it's that same forum format, and even like the Gridiron Digest, which is the football website, they have the same forum there. So there's a lot of cool add-ons on there that we're looking into maybe adding on for future things. And I mean, the cool thing about this website is the sky's the limit, and we already have plans for a pretty cool update maybe next spring and summer. That is after we get everything rolled out and I take a deep breath and relax for a while. I think we're going to start with our next big update. That's going to be pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited, if you couldn't tell. So
It's exciting.
In transition, since we were just talking about rankings, we've been working on our magazine. Should we leak the cover? Maybe we'll wait till later. So we got a couple proofs of the cover last night, and they're pretty cool.
It looks pretty good.
It's in a Magic Sports line. They are out of the Griffith area. They are doing the cover once again, and it's pretty sweet. So maybe we'll leak it a little bit later tomorrow or tonight. So Mike, how's the ranking? How are the rankings coming on? And what schools do you need information from?
a lot of the bigger schools, it's always a couple teams that are going to have a lot of guys ranked. Modern day, you're hearing a lot of their guys are bunched up, so kind of getting their lineup would be nice. The preseason rankings always come together a little tough because you're kind of guessing. You're not going to expect a kid to jump, 3 or 4 weights, or a kid cutting. Like if he wrestled 65 in summer, I'm like, oh, this kid's going to be a 30-pounder, a 32-pounder. So a lot of that's really tough. But other than that, I think they look really good. I thought, we got a lot of help. A lot of people have sent stuff in already. Obviously, the first set's released to the magazine, so make sure you buy your copies. I think they're good.
Yeah, definitely. I've been keeping my eye on them, and they're looking probably some of the more solid ones we've had preseason rankings throughout the years. I mean, this is our 5th year of preseason rankings, I guess, since the first year we didn't do them. So we started mid-season. But I mean, they're looking really good. Mike has a few moles throughout the state that he gets a lot of good information from, and definitely want to thank those guys. Some like to remain anonymous, and just seeing kids around the state, being able to get that type of information is huge, especially for our preseason rankings, and at least setting the kids up for knowing that so-and-so is going to be up 1 or 2, maybe even 3 weights. Knowing that ahead of time Mike can already get in his head where guys are going to be looking, what weights and everything.
Yeah, I mean that's always tough to kind of gauge where those guys that are going up so many weight classes kind of fall in. We really had some weird mix-ups where some guys fell, and we're kind of taking summer results and some state results and seeing where we're going to fall in. So I think they're good. They look good. I looked at last year's just the other day from the preseason mag, and I think they're better this year.
I agree. One thing I know a lot of kids were asking me about right before the preseason tournament, what kind of effect do you think would you say like kids have on their performances at the preseason tournament? I know it's just a September tournament. Kids are up weights. It's not really a tournament you really peak for, but I mean, kind of what do you see? I mean, you saw some kids there that kind of caught your eye and stuff. What kind of things do you take out of seeing them at the tournament there?
Matchups, like a kid like Jordan Lyle last year beating Harvey there. I think that really elevated him. Where I think he came in, he was like a top 5 guy before in the preseason rankings, and everyone was like, oh, how did he get so high? He's ahead of a medalist. Well, you get that head-to-head matchup where like that, or like the kid from Hamilton Southeastern, Clayton Anderson, incoming freshman, beat Irvin from Kentucky, and it's then they're like, oh yeah, this kid's a Hamilton Southeastern kid now. So now that kid's gonna move up in the rankings because he's gonna have, not only does he have a good result over a kid that was a Kentucky champ or runner-up, and then he's beating some other Indiana freshmen. Especially for the freshmen, it's good to see those guys get out there. It was good to kind of get that transition. Like you get some guys like Triana and those guys wrestling some upperclassmen, which is good.
Yeah, definitely I don't think it hurts you by any means. I don't think you're going to drop a kid if they go 3-2 or 2-2. I know one of my kids, I mean, he's not rankable or anything, but a kid that lost like first round, he wins his second match in the first one in the consolations and runs into a state placer in the second round of consolations. So I know, just how tough the tournament is. That kids, they take a lot of positives. Kids like that Clayton Anderson came from Missouri, I believe, and didn't really know too much about him. I mean, he had some results there, but that's hard to tell versus Missouri's. Missouri and Indiana. If it was Indiana or Illinois, or Michigan or Ohio, we'd probably be able to judge a little bit better. Missouri was a little bit harder, and it's good that he had a good tournament, and definitely he's going to be one to watch this year. Showed that he's pretty tough.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys. It gives you a different feel because there's kids that don't get to see those kids. Like Rochester, like Wes Beck had a really good record last year, and it's hard to gauge him because I think he ran into a guy at semi-state that was really good, and then he wrestled John Morales, to the death. So it's like, man, this guy's a lot better than I thought he was, so maybe he's going to be higher now. So it doesn't hurt Morales because obviously Morales is a returning medalist. I know he's very good, but it's going to help a kid like Wesley Beck or Evan Ellis, who was on the watch list a lot last year, going with Hinkle and guys like that.
Yeah, definitely. So it was good. On that note, a lot of great competition at the tournament. I know we're a month late, but it was awesome weekend of wrestling. I mean, it's amazing that 600 kids come to Fort Wayne to wrestle in September. I'm still amazed by our by the turnout, and the quality of the kids is pretty amazing. I mean, we had 130 plus state placers and qualifiers, and that doesn't count ones that are going to place or qualify this year. So easily could be hitting 150, 160, which is almost 20% of the field.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Nick got to coach a champ. His kid looked awesome.
Let's not get crazy. I'm not going to say he's my kid, but he does go to our school.
He did wear a Chad Red train shirt, probably one of the cooler shirts I saw there.
Yeah, Chad's got some good gear. He's got some good gear. Braden's a good kid. He's solid. He's real solid.
Yeah, he had an awesome tournament.
One thing I want to say is, for those who weren't at that tournament, it was one of the best ran, regardless of some issues that came up midway through it. Someone that apparently was matrixing into the router and screwed stuff up, and I think we were only out for like a half hour maybe?
Yeah, we had a little intermission.
A little intermission. It wasn't that bad though. Where other tournaments would have crumbled and it would have been a disaster, it was a half hour. A lot of people working together got it fixed. I mean, Mark Durham and his people, they're great at what they do, and they got that going real quick. And the kids kept entertaining. They were doing things I could never do.
Yeah, Cornelius Elliott jumping over 4 human beings is amazing to me right now.
And they weren't like me.
That work that all the time.
They were like real humans. Like they weren't bite-sized. So it was a great tournament, and you definitely, if you didn't make it this year, go again. I had so much fun, my car battery died. It was great.
You should ask for it. And they had awesome shirts. We were all wearing one. It was kind of embarrassing.
It was great.
Yes. If you haven't seen it, there's a post of the Cornelius Elliott flip over 4 people on our Facebook page. So check it out. It's pretty amazing. I saw the people gathering up. I thought there was a fight or something. Now all of a sudden I hear a bunch of cheering, and I didn't know what happened until someone tagged me in a Instagram post. I'm like, what the? Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So,
I had just walked in the gym and like caught it as it was happening. I was like, man, that's a 120-pound man jumping 4 grown men.
So anyway, great tournament. Definitely will be fun to do it again next year. Lots of preparation. Glad I can only do one. There's too much stress and headaches going into putting on something like that, but it's worth it for the state, and to give the kids the exposure. I mean, we had a bunch of college coaches there. Some of them were there almost as long as I was. It seemed they were watching kids, getting information, and great to have those coaches there. And even had coach from Arizona State, Purdue coach came up, Manchester, Trine, Indianapolis, Wabash, coach out of coach from Ohio Northern, Muskegon, junior college. They all came up. So good to see a lot of college coaches come in and seeing watching our kids wrestle, and definitely getting in front of the college coaches earlier and earlier will help you, because if you haven't noticed, nationally there's like a ton of kids just signing early. So you gotta get out in front of those coaches early before they use up money or even their resources bringing after other kids. So I know I've been watching the national scene, and you're seeing every day there's 3 or 4 kids committing, and it's not just the big kids. It's these kids that are 1 to 200, top 1 to 200 in the nation. They're committing early because they gotta get in. They gotta get in before there's no money, or when the time's right. So definitely good to get your eyes out in front of the coaches.
I thought it was good having the college wrestlers working the tables also. I thought that was pretty awesome. I thought that was a big help.
Trine did an awesome job. Definitely a big thanks to them for coming down and bringing a horde of men to work the tables. Didn't have to worry about that as much as I usually do. Table help is always one of the harder things to figure out, to get organized when you have 12 mats and you need, 25, 30 people to do that. So made my life a lot easier. So definitely a big thanks to Coach Callahan and his crew of kids. They did an awesome job. they didn't complain one bit. They got some cool shirts. I even went up there the day after, and one of the kids, Tyler Wilms, give him a shout out since he's one of my kids. He was wearing the shirt that I gave him the day before, so it's pretty cool to see him wearing that. So they obviously had a lot of fun. I mean, I guess as much fun as you get for working tables, but they did an awesome job with that, and they'll be back next year probably.
Yeah, it was really good. You looked a lot less stressed out this year. I saw a couple smiles, not as much when the server went down or the modem went down, but you looked really happy for the most part.
Yeah, everything went well. I mean, I pawned off a lot of things to other people, so it was weird not having my hands on everything, and I actually got to go around and talk to people and not look crazy. I was actually semi-bored because I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't, just walking around. So it was definitely a different feeling. I mean, everything went from the weigh-ins all the way through the wrap-up. I mean, the kids at Carroll put down 12 mats in 2.5 hours on Saturday. So that was pretty quick, and they busted their butts to get those mats down, and definitely made life a lot easier getting that stuff done like that. So other than that, it was a great tournament. So we're looking forward to number 6 next year. So make sure you mark your calendar. It'll be probably either be the second weekend or the third weekend in September. We're kind of looking at a couple different dates due to the World Championships. So I'm hoping to maybe sneak on to the World Championships that week, the one weekend, if I can, in Vegas. So anyway.
I'm trying to sneak to Vegas too. That's crazy.
That same weekend of the World Championships, hopefully we'll see
I guess
Humphrey Howe and Escobedo.
Yeah, hopefully.
So now I guess we should transition into the real reason we are here. And we got a pretty big announcement that we've been putting together this summer. And this has been the brainchild of a couple different people. I know mainly a lot of the work credit goes to Chad Holmbaugh, who is on football moratorium. I guess that sounds right. He's in football season, so his access to life is not.
Daddy.
Yes.
Chad, you came.
What? Oh, we got a visitor. She wants to come and be a part of the announcement. She's not going to look at anyone. Anyway, Chad's off doing football stuff. Doesn't even check his mail since I sent him a shirt and it got returned saying there's no mail receptacle. I don't know what that means, but he probably hasn't checked his mail since mid-July.
He's living off the grid right now. It's kind of the thing.
He's probably camping out at Culver High School right now. He did reply to an email like at 9 o'clock last night, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's just staying the night in the coach's office.
It's hard when you're young and handsome.
Anyway, without further ado, this year we are going to award 7 different awards from IndianaMat. We have one Coach of the Year for each class, 1, 2, and 3A. That's going to be voted on by the admins and staff of IndianaMat. Basically, we're going to look at how you do during the season, how you were expected to do, beginning of the season. If we see a coach that, at any size school that, wasn't supposed to, maybe be a mid-tier 20 to 30 team and all of a sudden they're, top 10, that's going to get a lot of votes, things like that. Not always going to be the, state champion coaches. I know they deserve it, and they're, they do, they are coaches of the year, but at the same time, we like to look at things that, contribute a team that, isn't supposed to be as good, or, teams that are supposed to be good, they win. To me, that's what they're supposed to do. If the team's that's not as good, have some good wins and stuff, has a lot of state placers, things like that, we're going to look at those types of things. Every one of the voters is going to have a different a view on things, so it'll be interesting. We'll select our top 3 and go for we'll go from there. So definitely looking forward to giving out that award. The second set of awards. We're going to give out Wrestler of the Year for each class, 1, 2, and 3A. Basically, it's going to go to the highest placer in each class. If there's 2 state champions, say, in one class, we'll have a vote, obviously, based on, criteria like, national placings, dominance, just basically their year and, things like that, just to, be able to separate the kids. I know, obviously, if we have a lot of people voting or a lot of people that are qualified, it's going to be a little bit tougher, but we're going to also, we'll have to come down to a vote of that nature. So definitely 2 pretty cool awards, really 6 of them that we're going to be giving out. Our preliminary plans are to give the awards out at the Indiana versus Illinois All-Star Duel. So when we iron out that detail, we will get that out to those people so they can be there to receive their awards. Lastly, we have a pretty cool new award called the Mr. Gorilla Indiana Wrestler of the Year Award. Just like any other sport, they have Mr. Football, Mr. Basketball, Miss Basketball, things like that. We definitely want to give that recognition to our wrestlers for something like that. The real cool thing about this is we have 39 voters from not only the state, but we also have some national voters that are going to be participating. And there's very little criteria. Basically what they have to do is they're going to be a senior. This is basically the criteria that we have sent to them to have, to go over. Must be a senior. That's the only must. And everything else is how the voters want to perceive their Mr. Wrestler, Mr. Gorilla. Undefeated, fewest losses. Mid-season loss will not disqualify a wrestler from the award. Domination, opponents, pins, techs, majors, especially at the semi-state and state level where the meat of the season is, how well they do there. Level of competition, obviously, when in a tougher weight class, should give you a little bit more of a boost. Body of work, character, grades, and basically, anything like that. The voters have been instructed, it's all up to you how you want to vote. The only thing we require is they must be a senior. I figured this is, we want to give this to the seniors, give them an award. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to give this out. We're going to have probably early November. We're going to do kind of like a Heisman watch. We're going to call it Mr. Gorilla Watch, where we're going to have 20, 25 seniors that we have on the list, and they're going to kind of update it throughout the year. Probably once a month, maybe a couple of times during January. Update that list and kind of just keep an eye on who you think's going to do it. We also we're going to have we will have a fan vote also on the message board during right after state. We'll put our list and fans will vote for their top 5, and those top 5 will also get that'll be another vote. So we'll have basically a total of 40 voters. And the cool thing is, guys like Chad and I, who are on this website, we will probably only vote if there's a tie. Hopefully there's not a tie, but things like that. So we're going to leave the hands of voters, people. We have people, administrators, especially with wrestling ties that are in it, national ranking guys, and let's see who else do we have in here. I forgot I have the list. Media from each. We have one coach from each regional and a media person from each regional. That could be a newspaper guy or even someone that's worked at the website. And then we also have the administrators, about a handful of administrators throughout the state that are still heavily involved in wrestling. That way we have people that are going to know the sport and know the kids. So it's going to be a lot of different types of votes and such. So definitely looking forward to this. We do not have the awards in quite yet, but this is what they're going to look like as soon as I share my screen. The coaches are going to get a 5-inch award, and the wrestler of the year is going. The Mr. Gorilla will get a 12-inch version of this award. When I get them into the when I get them here, I will definitely be showing them off because I think they're going to be pretty cool. So looking forward to that. Mike, I know you're on the list to be voting. I'll name one person. You're going to be voting. Tell us about kind of what you're kind of thinking about the award and everything.
Man, I'm excited for it. Actually, I was looking through and I was like, man, I don't really know who we're gonna go for, and then I started looking at some of the seniors. It's gonna be a good race. I think just in general, just grabbing up one of those really tough weights and dominating. Last year I think it would have been a good race. We had 4 multiple champs. We graduated 4 guys that could have been debated who you won. I mean, I think the hands-on favorite would have been Stefan last year. He dominated. He had a close match. I don't know. Gielan didn't give up a point until the semifinals. So it would have been a good debate last year. The season's still young. I would say probably the favorite early on would be Forte. I don't know. Maybe Stevenson. He's a returning champ. So it should be good.
Yeah, Stevenson definitely coming into possibly a weight class with two returning runner-ups. So I mean,
Yeah.
if he wins another state right there, that's going to be hard to discount someone like that. But I mean, it's all going to be coming on how you do during this season.
I'm sorry. Not even just a weight with a 2 returning runner-up. One guy's nationally accredited. So how it's looking right now, 82 is going to be a really tough weight. So how do you not give a guy, if he comes out and he wins it, he's a senior, and those are the kind of things I think that's going to be fun to look at. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, and I'm looking at next year's this year's seniors. We have 3 or 4 guys that really set themselves above everybody. Next year I think it's going to be real fun. I mean, we have an awesome junior class right now, and I'm looking forward to the vote next year. I mean, that's going to be arguments. You have CJ, who's going to be probably a 4-timer. You have guys like Ripel and Hughes, and man, I mean that. And we just have a loaded weight class, weight class after weight class, kids, and guys that are tough wrestlers. So I'm looking forward to even next year is going to be a pretty cool, how you're going to vote. I mean, it could come down to things like character. It could come down to what how a kid's perceived by fans and stuff. So I mean, definitely things like that. I mean, that's what we're making an award just so we can give more recognition, but also it's more than just on the wrestling mat. So definitely something I'm looking forward to getting off the ground, and we've been talking about it for a while, just haven't pulled the trigger on it, and finally pulled the trigger, got some awards, researched some awards, and seen what it was gonna take to buy some awards, because I'll tell you what, they're not cheap by any means, but they're definitely worth it to help
They look good.
promote the sport more here in the state. So.
You also have Cash in there too. I didn't want to exclude him. Returning champ. Motto-less returning champ. I didn't want to, say everybody else and not him. He's really good also.
Yeah, he's kind of good. But yeah, it'll be interesting because I mean, obviously Forte, Cash, and Stevenson are the favorites, but you never know. I mean, someone can come out of the blue and win a pretty tough weight class that might impress some people, might impress enough people to garner enough votes. So I mean, we have basically 40 people voting, and if enough people think that they're good enough, then they're going to get the award. So I really like the the variety of people that are voting. I mean, we have the coaches, the media, administrators, people like that. It's not just going to be the same people voting, and it's people that have helped with the website and also been very avid supporters for the website. So
Don't worry, guys. I'm not voting. Don't worry.
He's taking all money to take votes. I'm joking.
It's all Brownsburg all the time, baby.
we'd know your vote because it'd be all 5 Brownsburg kids,
Brandon Gay, Mr. Gorilla.
I think you want the Coach of the Year award, is what I think.
I want Assistant Coach of the Year. Assistant to the Coach of the Year.
Well, we'll work on that for next year.
Let's get it out there. I work hard. People don't understand.
Yep, coding, right?
Right now, I'm breaking stuff as we speak.
Yes, I know. I tried showing it. um,
Alexandria lost to Adams Central by 107 points, and then it broke. Then I had to delete the room.
we might want to put in a check to make sure that's not over 84 points. Just it might help you to ward them.
Well, I think having that spectrum of voters is awesome too, because I think sometimes it's just like, well, these guys are just going to go vote for their area, but they have that whole spectrum of people. You can't just say, well, they're going to vote one way or the other. It's going to be like a nice checks and balances.
Yeah, and then
obviously,
we will have some more information on our website, probably on the new website. I've kind of taken a break from updating the old website right now because we'll have like all the things that I just went over, pictures of the awards, what the criteria is, and even our watch list. So look forward to that probably early November after we get the release of the website and everything. So everyone will be able to see. Pretty cool thing I think that we'll be doing, and definitely excited to award this to the first person. So anyway,
you get to keep the trophy. You don't have to give it back or anything.
No, you don't. Unless you want to. No.
It's a traveling trophy, like the Stanley Cup. Will come out there white gloves. It'll be really nice.
Yeah. Nah, they get to keep it and definitely show it off. I'm sure. I want to see the first one and see where they end up and the pictures that are taken with it in the background and stuff. Because I guarantee. I mean, I'd put it up on my mantle and be one of those things that it's a foot high. I mean, the thing's pretty big. So I'm looking. I can't wait till I get one here. It should be here in a week or two.
Want some Bubba Jenkins responses? Where it's just sitting in the back and you're just talking.
Yeah, yes. I forgot to check if anyone asked any questions. I guess not.
Questions tonight?
We gotta figure out how to get into this questions thing. There's gotta be an easier way.
What'd you say?
There's gotta be an easier way to do like audience interaction.
Yeah, maybe we should. We need to get some. Anyone have any ideas for guests this year? We need to have some more guests on.
Quinn Harris.
Quinn Harris.
First show, so, Quinn.
Quinn will say yes. I guarantee there's going to be a
hangout unless we talk about our favorite redhead.
Well, we can put a hat on him and stuff, so we can kind of cover that up. Anyway, I guess this is actually going to be one of our shorter episodes, since we really haven't had too much to talk about. Actually, we do have a lot, but since we'll leave you guys with a version of our magazine cover. We'll leave that last. Definitely, there's going to be some adjustments to it, so this is not the final cover. We got to do a little bit of adjustments so it fits on the magazine better, but we're looking, first off, we're probably looking about the weekend of the 19th-ish, October 19th, so just under 3 weeks, or just over 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Man, that's not very long. I better get on some stuff. About the 19th is kind of when we're looking to release the magazine, so be looking for it. We will be doing it the same place we've been doing it the past 3 years, so it will be something that you can keepsake. I mean, I have a few of them. I have them autographed by the wrestlers, so in my IndianaMat Hall of Fame. So definitely something you guys will be look forward to. It's going to be $15, like it's been the past couple years. As we've done with the past 3 of them, we're going to actually bump it up a little bit this year. 75 cents from each sale is going to go to Coach Ballbash of Hobart, and he's been having some medical issues. They're going to help, hopefully find what's going on with him. And then also Coach Thornton from Perry Meridian, 75 cents will go to his fund for his girls and his wife, and they lost him this summer. Definitely a guy that was on the board a lot. He actually did a lot of the early Newcastle rankings. Wasn't shy about telling people how great Perry Meridian was, and definitely someone that'll be missed by not only the kids and coaches, but even people that wanted some insight on indie wrestling like Perry Meridian. Definitely, something you get in magazine. You can also help, some of the people in our wrestling community. We're one big family, so definitely something cool that you get something, and we're giving right back right to the wrestling community. So here, without further ado, we will show you what the cover preliminarily looks like. There she is. We have Tommy and Tommy. Definitely we're going to add a couple things to it, maybe shift a couple things, but this is basically what it's going to look like. So definitely excited for this thing to come out and for people to get their hands on it. So any other last comments, observations from you, Mike?
I think it's awesome that buying the magazine, you get to help out with some families that are, not that they're struggling, but it really helps. Any little bit helps. I know a lot of times guys get the download and they'll forward it. If that's what you do, that's what you do. It's your copy, whatever. But I mean, like, just be aware that a little bit of that money is going back to help the community. It's not all like, oh, you guys are making so much money, we'll throw it around. Like, it's good to help a Dave Thornton's family who, was an awesome guy, and Coach Balish has been awesome at Hobart and helped a lot of kids do a lot of things.
I agree, definitely. I mean, we're not making very much money really on this magazine. From the work and everything. We give back to our guys like Mike and Dane and all those guys that help out with the website. They spend a ton of time on the road during the season, hotels and things, and we hope to basically just cover a lot of their expenses. That way, they do a lot for our sport, and definitely give back to them, and not only give them cool gear, but help pay for some gate and some stuff during the season, some meals when they're when Mike's at the Lake County Classic for 74 hours because they start at like noon. So things like that. We like to make sure our guys that help with the website are get what they get reimbursed for their time and stuff. And I think that's what makes our website great is we have guys that aren't afraid to spend a day watching wrestling.
I'd have been there anyways. I like hanging out. It's good meeting the people. Like we got to hang out with some people. Me and Nick did at the Hotel Fort Wayne. It was just good talking wrestling with some people.
I apologize to anyone in advance.
Any last words of wisdom from the coding genius?
I have a cheap plug.
Okay.
For those who don't know, we're hosting a tournament at Brownsburg on the 19th. It's not as big as Joe's tournament. It's not, but it's a good little tournament. You can get some rust off you. I think last year everyone got 5 matches in. It's reasonably priced. Flyer and board on the or flyer and stuff's on the board. Check it out. If you have questions, contact me. Contact Snyder. It's simple, but it's a great little tournament, and we had a big a decent turnout last year for the quality of kids that showed up. It was pretty good. So take a look at that, and if you had nothing to do that weekend, why not wrestle? So
yeah,
and you get a bobblehead of Nick if you win it. Right?
You do get a bobblehead. We decided belts are in the past, and now it's just bobbleheads.
Yeah. We actually took some guys out of the rankings from there last year. There were some good matchups, and we actually we seen some kids, some different weights where we could put some kids in it, especially with semi-state kids. I know a lot of the I think Holbrook kids went down, and a couple Rensselaer kids. So
there was a pretty good match there. It was Chambers and Ripel in the finals, so we got to see a state finals match there. And I think Ripel won in overtime. It was like 10-8 or something. So there's some good matches. There's good wrestling there, and like I said, you're not going to go there and see the quality that you will at Joe's yet. I'm hoping it grows at some point, but it's a good little tournament. I had to get my cheap plug in while I could before Joe turns us off.
I gotta hit up Diamond Derek for the advertising too. He owes me.
Yeah, he owes you some cash.
Or he's gonna be wearing some cement shoes in the Indy River.
Just make him do something with technology, you'll win.
So anyway, thank you guys for joining us. We will be back. We'll probably be about 2 to 3 weeks when we release our new website. We're going to give everyone a kind of a quick tutorial and show everyone all the cool things, all the cool features on our website. So looking forward to that. Remember, about 2.5 weeks, we're going to have our magazine will be coming out. So we're working on that. We have 9 pages done, but and the rankings are pretty much done. So we'll be cranking that stuff out in the next week, hopefully, and be getting everything up and running. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then just a couple of weeks after that, we have some big tournaments. Super 32, we got a lot of good kids going there. Some other tournaments that kids are going to, and then the season starts. So we're about a month away from the fun beginning. So definitely thanks for everyone showing up, and we will see you guys in a few weeks probably.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.